Welcome back to Prospect Global. Today, we're cutting through the confusion about deportation. It's not as simple as in or out. There are rules, exceptions, and legal protections most people don't know about. We're breaking down 9 situations where undocumented immigrants can't be deported, based on real U.S. law. Understanding these rights is crucial for everyone, not just immigrants. If you find this helpful, hit like, share, and subscribe to Prospect Global for more clear explanations. Ready to dive in? Let's get started. Here are the 9 ways undocumented immigrants can avoid deportation. First up, asylum protection. This is a critical form of relief for individuals facing persecution in their home countries. Asylum is specifically designed for people who face a well-founded fear of real danger if they were to return to their country of origin. This danger must stem from circumstances in their home country due to race, which unfortunately continues to be a source of conflict and persecution around the world. Religion, where individuals are targeted for their beliefs or lack thereof. Nationality, facing discrimination or violence simply because of where they come from. Political opinion, often silenced or punished for expressing dissent against the government, or membership in a particular social group. This could include individuals targeted due to their gender identity or sexual orientation. To be granted asylum, you must prove your life is at risk. You also need to demonstrate that your government can't or won't protect you from this danger. It's a tough process, fraught with challenges. It is requiring substantial evidence, and the construction of a convincing case. This case must be presented before an immigration judge. If granted, asylum means you can't be deported. You will be safe from being sent back to that country where you face persecution. It's a life-saving legal shield, offering a chance to rebuild your life in safety. And after a year of being granted asylum, you can apply for a green card, paving the way for permanent residency. Ultimately, asylum is about protecting the most vulnerable among us, offering refuge to those fleeing unimaginable circumstances. It's not easy to get, the requirements are stringent, and the process can be emotionally taxing, but it's a powerful safeguard, offering a lifeline to those who need it most. That's the first major way, and perhaps the most well-known. The law protects people from deportation. Let's move on to the next form of protection. Next, temporary protected status, TPS. The U.S. grants TPS to people from countries facing war, disaster, or crisis. If your country is designated and you're already in the U.S., you can apply for TPS. While you have TPS, you can't be deported and can work legally. It's temporary and reviewed regularly, so it's not a permanent solution. Still, it offers stability and safety during dangerous times back home. Many TPS holders build lives here while waiting for their country's situation to improve. TPS is a lifeline, but always temporary. Let's look at another protection. On to the next. The U visa protects victims of serious crimes who help law enforcement. If you've suffered abuse and assist police or prosecutors, you can apply for a U visa. You'll need a certification from law enforcement confirming your help. Once you apply, you're protected from deportation and can get a work permit. If approved, you get 4 years of status and a path to a green card. The process is long, but it helps both victims and public safety. That's how the law encourages crime victims to come forward. DACA. It's a term you've likely heard, but what does it truly mean for those it affects? Deferred action for childhood arrivals. A policy enacted to provide a pathway, albeit temporary, for young immigrants. It protects people who were brought to the U.S. as children, often without documentation, offering them a chance to pursue their dreams. It's not a law passed by Congress, but rather a policy, an executive action implemented to address a specific need. This policy defers deportation, meaning it temporarily prevents individuals from being removed from the country, and it allows them to obtain work permits. However, it's not a blanket protection. It's available only for those who meet strict criteria, demonstrating a commitment to education or service. DACA recipients, often referred to as dreamers, a name that reflects their aspirations and hopes for the future. They grew up in the U.S., attending schools, making friends, and building lives here, considering this nation their home. To maintain their DACA status, they must renew their application every 2 years, a process that can be both costly and anxiety-inducing. And the program's future remains uncertain, constantly challenged in the courts, leaving many dreamers in a state of limbo. For now, DACA means protection from deportation, offering a sense of security and stability in an otherwise precarious situation. It provides a chance to live openly, to pursue education, careers, and contribute to their communities without the constant fear of removal. It's a temporary solution, but it's undeniably life-changing for hundreds of thousands of young people who call America home. DACA is fragile, its existence constantly threatened by legal and political challenges. But it's a crucial shield, a vital protection for many young individuals who have grown up in this country and contribute to its fabric. Let's keep going. Next up, cancellation of removal. Cancellation of removal is often seen as a last resort defense, a final stand. It's a remedy sought when other avenues for legal status have been exhausted. It's presented in immigration court, within the context of deportation proceedings. To qualify, you must demonstrate continuous physical presence in the U.S. for at least 10 years. This means maintaining a consistent presence, building a life here over a significant period. You also need to establish that you have good moral character during that time, showing you're a responsible and law-abiding member of the community. Crucially, you must prove your deportation would cause exceptional and extremely unusual hardship to a U.S. citizen or permanent resident family member, such as a spouse, parent, or child. This hardship must go beyond the typical difficulties associated with separation. The standard is very high. It's a deliberately difficult threshold to meet. Ordinary hardship isn't enough to warrant cancellation of removal. The hardship must be truly exceptional and unusual. You'll need strong evidence to support your claim, like a child's serious medical needs that can only be met in the United States. There's also a strict annual cap on the number of cancellation of removals granted, so even strong cases can be denied simply because the quota has been reached. If granted, you get a green card, achieving lawful permanent resident status. This stops deportation and provides a pathway to citizenship. It's a rare outcome, but life-changing for those who succeed in meeting the stringent requirements. It's a tough path, filled with legal complexities and emotional challenges, but for some it's the only option remaining, their last hope for staying in the United States. Now, let's shift gears and talk about adjustment of status, a different avenue for obtaining legal residency. Here's how that process typically works, outlining the steps involved in seeking this alternative form of relief. Adjustment of status lets you apply for a green card from inside the U.S. If you have an approved petition and file Form 1-485, you're protected from deportation while your case is pending. You can get a work permit and sometimes travel permission. If your application is denied, protection ends and you could face removal. It's a temporary shield, but vital for many. Adjustment of status is a key legal pause button. Next, let's look at withholding of removal. Withholding of removal is similar to asylum but harder to get. You must prove it's more likely than not you'll face persecution if sent back, over a 50% chance. It's often for people who miss the asylum deadline or have certain criminal issues. If granted, you can't be deported to that country, but you don't get a green card or family benefits. You can work, but live in legal limbo. It's limited protection, but sometimes the only one left. Withholding is a last line of defense. Now let's talk about VAWA. The Violence Against Women Act, VAWA, lets victims of abuse by U.S. citizens or residents self-petition for a green card. It protects all genders. If you've suffered battery or extreme cruelty, you can apply without your abuser's help or knowledge. You must prove the relationship, abuse, and good moral character. Once you file, you're protected from deportation and can get a work permit. If approved, you can apply for a green card. VAWA empowers victims to escape abuse safely. Now let's look at protections for children. Special Immigrant Juvenile Status, SIJS, is for undocumented children abused, abandoned, or neglected by a parent. A state court must declare it's not safe to return home. With that order, the child can apply for SIJS with immigration authorities. Approval protects them from deportation and lets them apply for a green card. There can be long waits, but SIJS offers safety and hope. It's a vital protection for vulnerable kids. Let's wrap up. Those are 9 legal ways undocumented immigrants can't be deported. Each path is complex, with strict requirements and high stakes. Understanding these protections moves the conversation beyond headlines to real lives. If you learned something, please like, share, and subscribe to Prospect Global. Stay informed. Immigration law changes fast. Thanks for watching and being part of our community. See you next time.